In today's video, I am going to be breaking down Kyrie Irving and how he reads defenders so that you can read defenders just like him so you can score tons and tons of points. Let's get down, let's check him out. Okay, so in this first clip, he's getting a screen from his teammate. He attacks that screen, and then he's able to pull up for a shot. But what is he actually reading? So first off, he's getting super low, and of course, he's not exactly going to be balanced doing this, but this gets his defender down onto their heel. As soon as he gets that screen, he attacks, and because his player goes over top of the screen, he wants to attack in. Meanwhile, if that player went underneath, Kyrie Irving would re-screen. However, defenders going over top, you attack the basket. You now get your hedge man out. In this case, it's Sabonis. And what does Kyrie Irving do? He pulls up for a shot. Why is that? Well, there's a saying called hands down, man's down. And guess what? Sabonis' hands are down by his waist and he's on his heels, which means that as a player, you can pull up for a shot and you should be clear to be able to shoot that shot. In this next clip, he has a player who's closing out on him and then he attacks the same direction as to where that player is coming from. This is actually a very easy skill to attain. Basically, if you have a player who is basically closing out on you fast, take the shot fake. If he goes up into the air, attack back into the direction that he originally came from. If you have no help side defenders who are coming out to close out on you, you can pull up for a wide open mid-range. And it just so happened that there was only 3 seconds left on this clock and he was able to hit that shot because he used that strategy. Next, again, he is not necessarily balanced because his shoulders are well past his knees. However, he uses this to get his defenders onto their heels so that when he does attack, he can do a 1 or 2 dribble attack and pull up for the jump shot. However, there's something else that he's reading here too, and that is when he attacks this defender right here, he runs alongside Kyrie Irving. He doesn't recover back to be able to cover him, and because of that, Kyrie Irving's able to go for that shot. Now, if you are a defender, you want to obviously stay on your toes. You don't want to be down on your heels. Do not get caught in this trap. However, when you do need to take that running step, take one running step and then bring that left leg, in this case, back around so that you can keep on being square with your player. If you take more than one step, then guess what? You're going to be lost. You need to keep that step short and you need to keep it quick. You need to be able to bring that left foot back around so that you could cover this shot. As the offensive player, if you attack and you notice that he is starting to run beside you at the start of that long step to run beside you, if you pull up for your shot, there's not much that defender can do to block you. In this next clip, we see him way out on the perimeter, wide open, and he takes that 3. Why did he make it? Why did he take it? Well, first off, his man dropped off to help out in the low post. You as the offensive player can't think slow. You have to know before you get that pass what you're gonna do, especially if you start getting to the NBA level. That pass starts coming, you have to decide, am I going to drive? Am I going to pass? Or am I going to, of course, shoot that ball? You have to make that decision before you get that ball so that when you get that ball, you go straight into, in this case, your shot. If he waited even a second, a millisecond, this player would have been out closing off and he would not have been open for that shot. You have to know what you're going to do before you get that ball so that you can get ready and get into your shot. You can see that as soon as he's about to basically receive that ball, he's already starting to go down. He's already starting to step into his shot. He's already knowing what he's going to do. Another way that you can really attack a player is if they overplay you, which means that they are no longer square with you, you can cross over, or in this case, you can spin back off of your player to be able to have that wide open shot. This is a massive weakness on defenders, and that is when you start to attack a side, if they try to reach in or if they really try to force you one way, in which case this player was trying to reach in, just spin off, crossover, whatever it may be, and you will have an open basket because you already know what you're doing. He has to register in his mind in milliseconds what he needs to do next. You're already that half a step ahead anyways. There is nothing that defender is going to be able to do to block or even stop your shot. In this next clip, this player closes out and really way off plays this. Doesn't stay square with Kyrie Irving, and he's able to get that shot. So here, instead of having a player who's closing out square with you, if you have a player who's closing out, obviously arm high is a fantastic way of closing out, but this player is not square with Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving sees this earlier on. As soon as he catches that ball, he notices that, okay, this guy's squared up. I'm going to take a shot fake to see what happens. And as soon as he goes up for that shot fake, this player's right leg swings around, right arm goes up, and overplays trying to force Kyrie Irving towards that right side. You should always attack that top foot, and especially off of a closeout, if this player is even slightly in the air or on his heels, he's going to have to turn back this way. He can't turn back this way. It's going to be even much more slower. And because of that, you can take that one hard dribble, one long step, as we can see here, which will lose that player in that direction. Momentum is a killer on defense. And you can then just take a step back and you're going to be wide open for that shot. Obviously, a high release is going to be imperative for this move, but just being able to read those defenders like that, you're going to be successful. Here we see him using or about to use a screen, and then he denies that screen. Why is that so important here? Well, he's about to use that screen, but he notices that this player starting to run towards that screen. He's no longer squared up with Kyrie Irving. He also notices that DeAndre Ayton is starting to cheat to go too far over to hedge, which then allows him to cross back, and that created a lane to be able to attack. He attacked that lane with 2 dribbles, and then he went for a power move, a big 2-foot jump stop, and went up strong with 2 hands. This is very important. That is how you read players. It all comes down to where this player is squared up to. If he is no longer squared up to you, you need to attack back the opposite side. And then if you find a gap to go between defenders, you need to be able to take it. I hope that this video helps you become a better, more offensive-oriented player. Obviously, defense is important anyways. However, I hope that this video helps you score more points. If it does, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.